Does this magical ride for the Heat and Jimmy Butler continue?
I see. This is where I'm going to get in trouble.
Oh, here we go.
This is where I'm
Here
going
we
to get in
go.
trouble.
It's known Heat doubter Jay King. I've tried to tell you about Heat culture. I've tried to tell you about Jimmy Butler. I tried to tell you about all these guys, and look at you, still doubting.
I absolutely do not believe in this Heat team still.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy was spectacular, though, and they shot the ball really well. The Knicks are gonna smack these dudes. The Knicks are gonna the Knicks. No, it's not gonna be easy, but the Knicks are gonna beat them. I just don't know what the Bucks were doing. Mike Budenholzer had one of the most brain dead coaching performances you will ever see. This man it was a tie game with 0.5 seconds left. And he didn't call a fucking timeout. How do you not call a fucking timeout with 0.5 seconds left to advance the ball? At least give yourself a chance. You probably don't even fucking make it, but at least give yourself a fucking chance.
You have Giannis. Throw it to the sky.
Or how about this? Jimmy Butler just scored on the lob play. It literally just happened. It just happened.
Your guy is 5 inches taller.
What are you doing? You are there simply to have one job, and that is to know if they score and tie this up, I need to take a fucking timeout. That is all you have to do at that point in the game. He didn't do it. But my issues with him went far beyond that. Like, if you watch the final 4 minutes of the game, it's just Bam dribbling it up top while Jimmy comes off screens. And every fucking time he got wide fucking open at the rim. And he said later on the lob play that he told Spoelstra, I know they're going to stay attached to my body. And if I come off a screen, I'm going to be able to get separation. And you know why he knew that? Because they never fucking changed the coverage.
They never changed
they did it the whole fucking time. And so every time he came off a fucking screen, he was wide open at the fucking rim. And they knew it. And they knew it. And Budenholzer changed nothing. He didn't switch. He didn't fucking do anything. He didn't have them just shoot the gap, force Jimmy to make jumpers, which is what everybody fucking does against Jimmy Butler. I am so mad at Mike Budenholzer. He will probably lose his job over this, and he deserves to. And the Knicks are going to beat the Heat. But Jimmy was amazing too. And I should be talking about Jimmy.
Make sure we smack that explicit tag on this one.
I love Jay going for the F-bomb record. Let's do it. Let's do it. I literally have a list here of Bud fuck ups. Let me jump in the F-bomb party. He didn't put Giannis on Jimmy at any point in the late in this game. It was just Drew the whole way. Giannis says after the game, I wish he put me on Jimmy.
Oh, Giannis threw him way under the bus, man.
Under the bus. He didn't call a timeout with 0.5 left. How about this? Where Grayson Allen is dribbling the clock out. The Bucks had 2 timeouts left. They had 2 timeouts left. Bud watches the clock get run out. They didn't double Jimmy at any point. They didn't.
That was a great
right before Jimmy's live play with 18 seconds left. Heater down 2. Jimmy, they call a timeout. Jimmy comes right off a pick and roll, dribbles into a wide open 3-pointer. You know why? Because they're playing that same damn drop defense that they play all season. Every possession, Jimmy Butler got fire shooting out of his ears, and you let him dribble into a wide open jumper. You're lucky enough that he missed that one, and then Jimmy still ends up beating you in the end. I mean, you see, we can talk about this as well. Jimmy Butler just took Drew's soul at the end of this game. I've never seen anybody just completely punk Drew the way he did, was talking to him so crazy at the end of this game, pointing in his face.
They were down 6
with
6, 2.5 minutes left. I own you.
I own you right to Drew's face. And by the way, we saw this at home. So why didn't Bud see this while he's standing on the sidelines that Drew's soul is getting taken? Why don't you put the big 6'11" former defensive player of the year on a dude that dropped 56 on you last game, and he's in the process of dropping 40 on you tonight and ending your season? I mean, this was an all-time. And by the way, the last possession, these were the 5 guys Miami had on the court: Jimmy Butler, Max Strus, Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, Haywood Highsmith. These were the 5 people they had, and they needed to stop at the end of the game. Bud doesn't call a timeout. They don't get a shot off. It's incredible.
Nobody wanted it, man. That's the thing that was crazy to me is like Giannis gives it up. Middleton he could pull up into that mid-range jumper that he's so good at. He didn't want it. He throws to Grayson Allen. He pump fakes. He didn't want it. Euro steps his way right into the offseason.
He was wide open to shoot too. Like he had an open mid-range, and that's what honestly I blame Bud for a lot of what happened in that series. I actually liked the idea of just letting them play in that moment. And honestly, if you get a Grayson Allen wide open mid-range jumper, which they should have gotten, that's a fine outcome instead of going against a half-court set defense.
You got to get a shot, though.
But
You got to get a shot.
Everything else was fucking crazy. The whole series was just they let Jimmy get comfortable, and then they just did nothing to stop. They never
how
tried
about
to
this?
Stop. He was
You
scoring
see your
50. He
team?
was scoring 56. He had fucking 40. They never fucking did anything to take away his comfort. It was crazy. And Jimmy was amazing. Jimmy was fucking amazing. And not just amazing in the shots he was hitting and the plays he was making, but like
everything.
Just the competitiveness. He took a team that probably had no belief in itself by the end of the season.
They lost to the Hawks.
Duncan Robinson hasn't played in
They were about
years.
to lose to the Bulls.
Kevin Love was bought out fucking midway through the season. Cody Zeller, I didn't even know he was still fucking alive. And these dudes are out here just beat the number 1 seed 58-win Milwaukee Bucks.
And then they lose Tyler Hero in game
Butler
1.
Willed him to do it.
They lose Oladipo in game 3. So now you're down 2 guards. Again, you're playing Haywood Highsmith in the biggest possession of your season. And by the way, we could say that they got a decent look on the last possession. How about if you're Bud, you're seeing your team choking their brains away in that overtime. Giannis fouls a 3-point shooter. They're giving up all these easy looks to Jimmy Butler. How about calling a timeout and calming your team down? How about gathering? How about, hey, at the end of the game, let's get a shot for one of our 3 all-stars are on the court. How about we get one of those guys a shot instead of Grayson Allen with our season on the line? I mean, it was unbelievable how bad they choked that game away, but also how Bud just stood there and watched while it was happening. It was incredible.
Jimmy could fucking smell that they were punking out.
Oh, he knew it.
He could fucking
smell it.